Wow.
Yeah.
What?
That was actually intense.
Huh?
Man,
Look at that.
I'm running out of clean underwear on this trip.
Welcome to the gateway to hell. Because yes, that's what it means in like Old Norse. This is the volcano Hekla, one of the most active volcano in Iceland. It's this volcano, like this history, everything about it is just very scary.
Yeah, so this volcano produces more liquid hot magma than any other volcano on Earth. So when it erupts, it's massively aggressive and explosive. And as you can see out here, and shows you, that's just a lava field, and it covers the whole of Iceland when it goes. Pretty, well, with ash, so pretty amazing that you can drive up here in your own vehicle.
Yeah, this is one of those off-road tracks. This is not an off-road, definitely. Not for the faint of heart, definitely.
But an allowed off-road track.
Yes, exactly.
And we used Guru Maps and Google Maps to kind of find our way here. Man, like, Iceland's blowing my mind that they allow you to do this completely unassisted and unsupervised.
And no warning or anything at the start of the track.
Yeah, it's just like, well, here are some like picket little, every once in a while you'll see like a yellow picket piece of wood to know that you are on the right official track. Other than that, nothing. Just at the very entrance, it will say something like extreme off-road, do it at your own risk. But I love it. They're just like, you know what? If you want to do it, you go drive a volcano today. Gosh.
Are you climbing the volcano? Wow, this is definitely an experience that I will never forget. Digging snow with our boy.
Sit.
On top of a volcano. Yeah, he's sitting on a volcano. With snow. Whee!
So what?
Yeah, it is very wet.
Oh, die, Mama. Oh, die, water. Baba, sir.
You can see all the steam rising up out of the snow, which is amazing. So there must be some proper warmth coming up. Wow. It's like we're on the... It's like we're on another planet in some sort of retro space vehicle. It's so cool. Whoa. Hey! Hey! Ange has just gone down the hill. It looks like two tourists have tried to come up in like Honda CR-Vs or something like that. One of them's blocking our exit. I'm going to come around and try and help them. So I've taken another route which looks like it's just for the Super Jeep tours. A little bit gnarlier, but yeah, not so bad at all. I'm almost down at the bottom. Oh, there's a big hole here. I'll come around and try and help them out. But yeah, it's steep, so I'm glad we didn't have to reverse too far up. But yeah, gnarly little piece of track this. Let's give these people a hand.
Okay, so it's the left tire that is getting bogged.
Try and make a ramp.
Yeah.
Ange?
Yeah?
Go grab the shovel, please.
Sure.
careful of pushing and braking it. So when you start, just thank you very much. Okay, no worries. So, wait. Nice and slow. Yeah, slow. 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 Slowly. Slowly. Keep going. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Now start to straighten your wheel. A successful recovery of 2 groups of tourists. Happy with how that went. So the problem when you've got lots of people is you've got lots of voices. So I actually had to politely tell everyone to stop talking, stop giving the driver instructions. It took a long time for him to trust me enough to listen to me. And he got out really easy with our recovery tracks, but was hell-bent on getting stuck again. So I had to, we had to moderate the situation. But we're home and hosed now, it's lunchtime, it's well overdue.
So yeah, option 1 was use the recovery track, which I think was enough. I told them stop driving, wait for us. They were adamant to keep driving and they were getting themselves bogged and bogged. So they waited and we got them out. What a weapon!
Okay.
What a weapon!
Yes.
Alright, I'll jump in.
So those tourists gave us a lot of these macadamias, which are the amazing flavour of scallop and squid. They look like they're going to be delicious. So before we take them with us on our next big long adventure, let's try them. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness me, it's like a really spicy scallop, but not in a good way. Oh, oh. You've got to try this.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. It just...
The aftertaste isn't bad, the first taste is terrible. Oh, I'll take Nutella on toast any day. Alright, give me those ants, they're going in the trash.
Living is best life. Right, so we have left our camp pretty early this morning and headed back on the F208, which is a pretty easy F-road, but really scenic, beautiful landscape all along the way. And basically we're heading to our next mission, which is this amazing volcano in the distance. But before heading there, we've got the river crossing behind me. If you have watched last week's episode, you would remember this is the crossing at the end of the episode where we actually decided to not go for it. I walked part of it and that was way above my knee already, high flow, murky. I just got a little bit scared and anxious, and we had already done a 4-day adventure, so we're a bit tired, but we've come back especially for this. But today, Chris will have the honors of crossing the river. So he's gonna go and see if it's possible or not.
Yeah, look, it's going to be possible, but there's 2 potential spots to take. Yeah, the safest way to do it is I cross, and if it's like here, then maybe we need to take our diesel heater piping and see if I can fit it to our snorkel, but it might not be necessary, so we'll see. Can't wait to get freezing cold.
Ta -ta 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 -ta.
Time to get the whiteys out. Yes!
Hooray!
Seems the same.
I think this way might be a little bit deeper.
little bit nervous. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. That was a lot of fuss for nothing. That was fine. It's just scary when you can't see the bottom, eh? No, that was all right. We got another little crossing here. So we made the river crossing pretty easy, and just on the other side of the bank we've found a track, a named track, and now we're just kind of looking for somewhere to park up for a coffee. See how we go.
my gosh.
That was so much fun.
So much better than what it was going to be. When I had Iceland in mind, this volcano we are at now, it's called Malifell, it's so famous. I've seen so many incredible shots.
Yeah.
But the water to get here, it's not always like that, and that makes it...
It was just this massive braided river of melting ice coming out of the glacier behind us. So Katla volcano is underneath the glacier behind us, and the caldera of it stretches for 10 kilometers, and Mýlafell here is part of it, and this is one of the more dangerous volcanoes in Iceland for when that erupts under the glacier.
Yeah.
So Mýlafell was named by the Vikings for measuring hill is what it means, and they used that for navigation because you can see it from so far away. It's so prominent, so bright, vibrant green, and it just rises out of nothingness.
This drive,
it's fantastic.
if you've got one drive to do in Iceland, I don't know, it's so special.
If you're a geology fan, it's just insane.
I think it's time for coffee, and under this spot it smells like sulfur, but
Yeah, the truck got a bit of mud on her.
welcome to our new house.
These are so cool.
So we've actually made it to the Strutter hut. So it's amazing in Iceland, there are so many huts all around the country, especially here in the Highlands. And you can camp there. Normally it's made more for hikers in tent, or you can actually sleep inside. I think you have to make a booking. And sometimes you can actually park your vehicle outside as well, which is what we're gonna do at least for tonight. But yeah, pretty cool. It's so nice and toasty in here. Whoa, so nice.
Yeah, they're so well kitted out. So we've been to a ton of huts like this. This is probably the largest. There's usually an upstairs where people can bunk as well. And they're just pristine. I'm used to the New Zealand huts, which are awesome, but they're always really rugged. Whereas here, they're just really nice. And there's a heater on in here. Someone's boiling some water. There's like radio. Like, it's just really impressive how well kitted out these huts are in the middle of nowhere. Big fan of Iceland and how they've arranged everything. Look, bar heater. Like, there you go. 1, 2, 3.
Whee!
1, 2, Oaks. Ready?
Whoa! That is a good purchase, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, mud. Yuck. So it looks like now we've got the hut to ourselves. There were a few hikers in tent when we arrived and they all left. But just before, when we were having lunch, we actually just seen a jacked up patrol that we've actually seen on track a few days ago. And the trucks in Iceland, we have to say, they're just
They've got
next level.
Epic trucks. I think it helps that they're all running monstrous big flotation tires.
Yeah.
So Arctic trucks, they get some manufactured in China, but then there's also a lot of them running Mickey Thompsons, like jacked up Mickey Thompson ones. Tiny little wheels, huge donut tires. And the majority of them have like a DIY CTIS system, which of course only works in an environment like this because there's no trees or branches to snag them. But yeah, there are some wicked vehicles here. Loads of big American F trucks. We noticed a mountain rescue vehicle was a F250, F350, something like that.
Yeah, so we haven't seen actually that many travelers, tourists, like cool rigs, more like Icelandic cool rigs. And yeah, in all standards, Skadi looks small compared to some of them.
Yeah, can you believe, like, we're used to having some big tires.
27 is small here.
We look like, medium to moderate build here. It's crazy.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa! gonna be your first river crossing that you're gonna witness from the front, ugly.
Wee!
Wee! Are you ready to cross the river?
Yes.
Yes. Ready? Set.
Yokes, going into the water.
Go!
Whee!
The water
Water can't stop us.
Yay!
Yes, I did it.
We did it!
Water did it.
Good job, Dada.
Yeah,
Good job, Scotty.
Ugly, we made it! Yay! High five! Ugly! Yay!
Nice here. Oh, it's nice here.
So we've left this morning the hut, drove about 1 kilometer to the parking of the hike we did this morning. So that was a 5 kilometer hike all the way to this thermal pool, which is one of the most remote, amazing location pool you could ever think. So Chris just jumped in. It looks like he's enjoying himself. Nice, like trying to go with Oakley. We'll see how we go, and then I'll jump in as well. Gosh, it's very exciting. There's lots of like thermal pools all around Iceland, but some of them are very touristy, so we just wanted to do something a little bit different. So nice. Look at this guy living his best life now. Is that better than macadamia nut with a squid and flavor?
Yeah, this is like a cheesy wheezy, so like melted cheese on a garlic naan. It's so good. Best part of the hike is getting back for the snacks. Little guy's happy. Coffee soon. We'll be on our way. There is some smoke. Probably the GoPro won't pick it up, but there's definitely some volcanic activity just over into the next valley. I wonder what's going on.
So the plan after lunch, we are heading to another F-road that at this stage, as far as I'm aware, is still noted as impassable. So impassable means it's technically open for like super big vehicle that shouldn't have any issue. So not many people attempt it. We are going to go all the way to the river crossing and yeah, gauge it. Probably Chris will have to go in the river again.
I think I'll be getting wet again today. brutal. I've never driven in anything like that in my life. Fancy getting in a sandstorm with like a meter visibility in Iceland of all countries. Oh, God.
And then you get out and you've got this.
Wow.
Welcome to another adventure in the Highlands of Iceland. We are tackling another off-road track of main off-road, another area that we haven't explored yet.
Oh, now.
It's very cold, but at least here, one thing that is crazy about Iceland is the weather in the Highlands is so much better than on the coast. Like yesterday, we had to actually get back to town to get some supplies for this new adventure and fuel, and as well finally render and upload a film.
Yeah.
Which by the time you would see this episode, hopefully you would have already watched it and hopefully bought for us. And yeah, it was like pouring down. We stopped by like a little playground, and Chris, Oaks, and I, we went on a little trampoline mission.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about. Yeah, that was good fun. Kind of regret it now that everything is soaking wet.
But yeah, like every time, like yeah, the coast is such bad weather, and that's what we love as well, going back in the Highlands.
Yeah.
And the adventure is better too.
I'm sure a lot of you are wondering how the truck is going and stuff with the new engine. But in a nutshell, it's been great, but also a terrible pain in the ass for me as well. I'm just having non-stop little issues, and a lot of that's because of the fuel system. There seems to be, I don't know if it's the diesel itself has taken off the lining on the inside of the fuel tank, plus the breather that comes out of the fuel tank keeps crushing itself because like the hose has kind of died, and I can't get in there to replace it unless I drop the tank, which is a bit of a fiasco. So I'm just getting non-stop fueling issues with the truck kind of dying in the middle of trails and stuff. So that's really been exhausting. Plus there's some major teething issues with the conversion, but we'll be able to sort those when we get back to Germany. Jan will help me with that. But other than that, the new engine's fantastic. I wouldn't have wanted to take the old B30 here to Iceland because there are so many hills, and it just didn't have the compression or the power anymore to be able to manage that. So the diesel's been phenomenal for that. Once I get through the teething issues, I'm going to be much, much happier, I think. Also, in terms of the capability of the vehicle, it is really performing for us here in Iceland. Niggles aside, with the conversion and the fueling system, Skadi has just plowed through everything we've pointed her at with grace and ease. And we are so happy that the 6x6 is working here, because there's a lot of this like volcanic sand. Kind of looks like this. When that's quite dry, it's really powdery. Also when it's wet, it's really sinky as well. So there would have been a few times where I think we would have got pretty badly stuck without having that front wheel drive. The bead locks are really playing a part here as well, because we have the tire pressures way down. You can't really tell because these traps are just so stiff, but we're down below 10 psi here in the front, and I think around 10 or 15 in the back. And just no dramas with doing anything we want to do and not having to worry about that tire popping off the bead. So it's been just fantastic. The suspension's working really well in our favor. Everything's going really nicely, and having that extra torque and that extra power that we can put down when we need to, it just makes it so much fun off-road. I mean, this thing's just a weapon. And the other thing we're noticing is, again, even in Iceland with these phenomenal vehicles, we get so many, even tour operators of these super jeeps just coming over and just wanting to find out about Skadis. She puts a smile on people's faces in every country we've been to, which is really, really cool.
Whoa!
Whoa, you splashed yourself. Dig it up. Dig it up. Oakley's got him to this stage where he just wants to dig everything, but then when he digs it up, something gets dirty and then he gets upset. It's like this major catch-22. But he's having a great time in Iceland. Like, we get out so much and just dig in the ground and throw rocks in the water. There's just an abundance of streams. Stop there, matey. Are you cleaning your shovel? Good boy. Much easier for him to play around in Iceland than it was in Morocco, because Morocco, you know, there's trash everywhere and sandstorms and stuff like that, so it was a bit trickier, whereas here he can just play kind of everywhere. Because in the Highlands there's very few people. Like, it's quite surprising how remote it is a lot of the time. It's great, it's really nice. You feel like you're on your own private tour.
All right, so to give you a little bit of an idea of how much we've explored Iceland already, when you look at the map, it's actually not that much. So we arrive actually on the northeast of the country with a ferry, and you can see that black line going all the way around on the coast is actually what is called the ring road. So it's kind of like the famous road that is just a paved road that goes all around the country, where there are like lots of waterfalls and glaciers. So it's still like really nice to do, and I think that's what majority of people do. So we started with that, bad weather, a few issues with the truck, but everything changed as soon as we hit this area here where you can see the red lines. This is all the area with the F-road called the Highlands, and this is the part that we were really excited to head to. And we've done all of them. Like, the map is not really detailed, so it doesn't show all of the roads that we took. We actually as well done a lot of off-road tracks, which is not really famous. Like, you can actually have an offshoot of the F-roads, which, if you're not familiar with Iceland, F-road stands for mountain roads. So yeah, crazy to think that I think in 3 weeks, this is what we've done. And we initially had booked only 4 weeks in Iceland with a ferry, but we decided actually on our first week here to extend our ferry to have in total 7 weeks. So we still got a month to go.
We've still got a month. Yeah, so I mean, this is where the vast majority of the really beautiful F-roads are, so that's why we're spending so long in here. Of course, the movie took precedence as well. There are more F-roads that we'll tackle. So far, it's been awesome. When we started, so here was the ferry terminal, we came down to this really famous mountain that I was really keen to see called the Vastrahorn. We saw that in really gloomy weather, but as we arrived to camp, suddenly there was a wind warning. We didn't think too much of it because it just said moderate wind warning. And it went all night, the most ferocious wind gusts. And the tent stood up to it, but one of our awnings ripped. So there is a bit of proper damage to our buntu top, unfortunately, but understandable. Those gusts were so strong. We had a horrific night of sleep. That would be by far the worst in all of our years camping. That would have to be our worst night in terms of wind. Felt like it was going to bloody tip the truck. It was ridiculous.
And just to give you a little bit of context right now, we are on the track right here. We're gonna make a loop and go back to civilization before we continue towards the Westfields. Definitely gonna miss all the river crossings when we leave this area, because this is the part that is so much fun that we haven't experienced much, I guess, in any other country. So
No, yeah, like you've got like the Vic High Country where you cross a few, but we did that so long ago. But here there's just thousands of little river crossings. So yeah, by far the most we've ever done is in Iceland. How's this for a spot, eh? Right on this beautiful glassy lake. So we'll probably spend, I don't know, an hour or so this afternoon here, and then we'll push on just a little bit further. There is a hut just off this F road, and we'll camp there the night.
So last night we camped at the hut that you can see across the lake over there. And what a drive it was to get there. Like we drove through little like rivers, so many little river crossings. Not like very deep, but just like so scenic. The terrain constantly changed, like rocks, mountains. Like this off-road has
This
it
off-road's
all.
wicked, yeah. And a lot of the off-roads that we've done so far, I think they're graded. They're graded by like a tractor or they pull something behind a car, and they're really smooth. Whereas this one was much more like an off-road track, which we really enjoy. So yeah, this off-road, what off-road's this?
It's the F210.
The F210 is really cool. Yeah, definitely recommend this one. And how about this lake?
Yeah, Chris spotted like a little truck yesterday going here, and we're like, oh, tomorrow morning, let's have our morning coffees here.
Yeah, and it's on Guru Maps and Google. You can see the little dotted line, and there's some tracks here. It looks like either super jeeps or some big trucks have come through. But it's not every day you start your morning by driving through a lake and spotting fish out your driver's window. That was pretty cool. So I don't know if it's stocked or not, if they're wild, but I think they're salmon. And yeah, saw a decent sized salmon just out the window as I was driving through the lake. That's pretty cool.
Can you spare again?
Pretty darn cool. Oh, and earlier on the drive yesterday, we saw some steam rising out of kind of the mountainside, and I think I got a few good shots of it on the drone. And this whole area is very active, so there is a glacier behind, and that is where the Katla volcano lies active underneath this massive glacier, and that is widely considered Iceland's most dangerous volcano, Katla, and that is mainly because of the glacier above it and because it's known for really violent eruptions in human history. And the reason being is when it explodes, it melts vast quantities of ice, causing massive, devastating glacial floods. So really amazing area.
And that's the glacier just right there.
Oh, that's it there, yeah. So that's Katla underneath there, sleeping away. Kind of scary when you
Not
think about
erupting
it.
today.
Yeah, so some of the volcanoes they can predict pretty well in advance. Others, like the one we drove up, which one was that?
Hekla.
Hekla. That one can erupt between 30 and 80 minutes of them finding out. The cool thing about Iceland is they've got all of your numbers registered, I guess, with the phone providers. They will send you an emergency text to tell you if there is an imminent eruption, so you can kind of find out. But like being at the top of that volcano and being told, you know, it's going to erupt in 30 minutes, yeah, that would have been pretty full on.
Luckily, we've got an OM6059.
Yeah, we could have just boosted it off the side of the mountain like a max 1.5. Alrighty, we just pretty much reached the end of that off-road. So we are probably going to stay at a campsite near the ring road tonight to have showers and things like that. Behind me you can see the Eyjafjallajökull glacier. Over this part here is actually where we filmed the finale scene of the movie. Had that incredible crack that went to the glacier. Unbelievable spot. So we're now this side of this giant river. Really cool. Now if you're unfamiliar with the name, probably not pronouncing it right, Eyjafjallajökull, that is the volcano that erupted in 2010, the massive one that put such a huge disruption on air travel that they haven't had anything like it since World War II. So it was huge. No one died, and funnily enough, it actually massively boosted Iceland's tourism industry once the volcano had calmed down. Luckily, it didn't set off Katla, because Katla is kind of joined, and that's the really dangerous one. So it went off, didn't produce any other volcanic eruptions. Pretty cool, hey?
We did it.
We did it.
Another track.
Yes. All right, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll finish there. Time for a second coffee of the day, and then relaxing drive to camp.